Hello, welcome to another episode of Talking Rangers. Today is Thursday, September 26th. It is episode 38, and the New York Rangers have played two preseason games, another one coming up tonight, although by the time many of you are listening to this, they probably already played the Boston Bruins back at MSG. The third of six preseason games for the New York Rangers, 2-0 so far in the preseason after a comeback against the Islanders, who, if we're being honest, already in midseason form with that blown 4-1 lead after the Bo Horvat goal. Rangers scored 5 unanswered, 6 total in the
It's
third.
it, it's Horvat. Come on,
Horvat, same thing.
Horvat.
Either way, doesn't matter. He's not on the Rangers. Anyway, how's it going, Joe?
It was going good until you butchered Horvat's name. No, I'm just kidding.
Horvat. I've heard both.
Yeah, no, they got what we got 3 games left or 4 games left after, including today. But that's a crazy game. I mean, I know it's preseason, dude, but that game was insane.
Yeah,
Very
it was.
entertaining preseason game.
It kind of felt like down the stretch there in the third period. Rangers, of course, down 4-1 after the Zach Jones goal to make it 3-1, and then Horvat 4-1. Kind of felt like a regular season game when the Rangers go down the stretch and score 5 straight. Hedel, Zach Jones, Kreider, Edstrom, and then Kreider again on the empty net. So it felt like a regular season, and like I said, the Islanders they had a lot of those type of losses last year where they blew leads, went to overtime, lost in overtime. So it felt like the same thing for them. I've kind of just felt similar comeback wise to the Stadium Series game. Not the same energy, of course, but similar in terms of that. But we'll break down a lot today. I guess we could start with some of the injuries because the Rangers are, I don't want to say lucky, but it feels like the injuries could have been a lot worse for the Rangers coming out of that game on Tuesday night, considering the way things looked, especially with Hedel. But a couple injuries to break down here. So Ryan Lindgren will be out a couple weeks, at least 2 to 3 weeks, with dealing with an upper body injury. Panarin dealing with a lower body injury that he hurt in this game. And then Hedel looked like the worst of them all. Got drilled at center ice, went down, couldn't put any power on that leg going off the ice. Kind of reminded you a little bit of the Capo Caco injury last year and even the Blake Wheeler injury when neither of them could really get up and move. So
I think those are different. I think those look more like
a little bit different, but in terms of like the
like
way they came up, they couldn't put any power on their leg.
Weight.
Same thing with Hedel.
Why are you saying power?
Like meaning like he couldn't put any weight on his leg.
Yeah, no. For him, it just looks like initially I thought it was his head. I was like, holy shit! Like no way again. Luckily, you saw not luckily. Well, I guess luckily because he wasn't hurt at all. But like then you saw the replay and like, oh, he got hit in the leg or knee. But then I was kind of thinking maybe he hurt like worst case scenario, tore his ACL or something. But then I guess he just kind of got like a dead leg or something. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, it was something like that. It looked really bad. It looked like it possibly season ending.
But like I said, when he first got hit, I thought it was his head. I was like, holy shit! Like
here we go. Yeah, because it was upper
it was so bang bang, and then he went down and was like hunching over. But then when he got up and like he couldn't really put any, as you say, power on his leg. Then I was like, oh no, maybe like a knee injury or something.
Yeah, it didn't look good. I mean, especially for a guy, of course. I mean, he played against Pittsburgh or Boston, but especially for a guy only is really after a full off season of training and working his way back. What is that?
He's playing again tonight.
Yeah, but after a whole off season stuff from last year, he played in the playoffs, but wasn't 100%. To see him out there in Boston was good to see.
And then to see him out there that he scored on. You see a shot that against Boston? That was a snipe.
Yeah, no, he's looked good. And that was, the unfortunate part about this injury is he looked good against Boston. And then, of course, after the injury scare in this game, he, of course, had the power play goal as well. So he's had 2 goals in 2 games for the Rangers this preseason, which is really positive with an injury scare mixed in.
Did he have an assist yesterday or no? Or Tuesday? I know he had an assist in the Boston game.
Yeah, I think 2. You're talking about the Islanders game. Did he have an assist?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he just had that goal because the Kreider goal was the empty net was unassisted, obviously.
Yeah.
The Zach Jones goal was the nice pass by Edstrom. Hedel obviously scored, so not assist. I think Trouba had the did Trouba have the assist on the other Zach Jones goal? I think that was it. And then
he's got 3 points in 2 games.
Yeah. So it was the the assist goal, and then just the goal yesterday or Tuesday. But I guess the biggest one in terms of missing time is Lindgren. He'll be out 2 to 3 weeks with an upper body injury. So the way you look at the lines now potentially here for the Rangers, Zach Jones, look for him to play early in this season, fit into that top 6 from a defensive perspective. And then, of course, now a guy like Zach Jones bump up, meaning, and then a guy now like Chad Ruedel steps in as well. Assuming the new top line will probably be Miller Fox. You'll go Jones, Trouba, and then probably Schneider, Ruedel. If I had to guess, that's probably what the lines would look like. So what was your thoughts on the Lindgren injury? Unfortunately, guy that's been banged up a lot, of course, over his Rangers career, and tough to see him go down in the preseason and miss time to open up the year.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what happened as far as his injury. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know he got hurt, I guess, during that fight, but like, I didn't, there was nothing like noticeable. I was like, oh, he got hit hard there. Like, he banged his shoulder while going to the ground. But I mean, it was a little concerning just because right off the bat, they were like week to week. It wasn't like something like, oh, he's just day to day now. We'll see. They automatically went to week. So you could see him missing maybe a couple of weeks of even the regular season. But yeah, it's unfortunate because he gets hurt so much. And that's kind of his knock is, he gets worn down, he gets injured. And I don't think that's kind of sustainable, that kind of play. So I can see the Rangers moving on from him after this season, but we'll see. I mean, unfortunately, he gets hurt, but again, at the same time, it doesn't really look too bad as far as, a large length of the season. You just got to hope it's a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if he follows along the timeline of 2 to 3 weeks, the Rangers start in 13 days from now. Last night was officially 2 weeks. So ideally, he probably's back second week of the regular season. Maybe he only missed the first week, the first couple games. If he follows along this timeline, I mean, he might only miss really the first 2-3 games if he gets healthy quick and it's the normal timeline and there is no setbacks for him. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's a guy that gets banged up a lot, as he, of course, gets, not that he is super, super, super old, right? He's 26, I think he is. 26, I think he'll be 27 in February. But as he continues on his career, doesn't play a very sustainable style of hockey in terms of protecting his body long term. But it's an opportunity now for Zach Jones to step up. It's also an opportunity, of course, for Chad Ruedel, who they brought in last deadline as kind of your 7th defenseman now, to step up there in the top 6. I want to talk about Zach Jones because he was awesome. We both, I think, really like Zach Jones and what he can bring to the table. That Edstrom play.
I mean, I like Zach Jones. I'm not a huge Zach Jones.
I don't know if maybe you know, but I like Zach Jones.
I didn't think he was that good, actually.
What, Thursday? Or
I mean, he had the 2 goals, but besides, I thought
Zeke's play was bad. He kind of got around him.
That's what I was saying. I thought it was pretty terrible defensively.
Yeah, probably wasn't.
He wasn't as bad as he wasn't as bad as Ben Harper though. Ben Harper was horrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I thought you liked Zach. I thought you were on the Zach Jones. I mean,
not really. I mean,
he's a good puck moving defenseman. Like, I think,
yeah,
he fits what this team needs more than, I don't know, say a Jacob Trouba.
I'm just not a fan of his size. I think he's too small.
He is smaller, yes. But I guess your thoughts though on Jones stepping up to that number 2 as opposed to the third pairing with Schneider. He'll now step up with Trouba, and then Miller stepping up with Fox, and now Ruedel, of course, inserting in for where Jones would be as your 7th or final 6th defenseman with Lindgren out.
I mean, are they like set in stone though of doing like those kind of exact pairings? Personally, yeah. I'd personally like to see Trouba be the third pair defenseman, but I think Schneider's got more upside. Honestly, he's a better player right now, but I don't think it makes that big of a difference. I think Lindgren's pretty interchangeable. He doesn't really do anything that big of a Like, it's not that big of a loss. I think. Well, it is. I mean, he's solid. He plays with Fox and everything, but I don't think it's that big of a change just from his style of play. I think you can get a lot of guys that are able to play like him, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but not really big. Not really a big fan of Ruedel, but I guess he's probably gonna have to fill in. I don't know. I just don't think it's that big of a difference.
Yeah, I'm contemplating here. Chad Ruedel, goal picks, Pittsburgh, first game.
Didn't you say? Didn't you pick him if he was gonna play? Wasn't that one
What do
of
you
the
mean?
things for?
No, that was last year. If there
That's
was
what I'm
that
saying.
one, I think I picked him. I think I picked him one of the games.
If he
Well, I
was
mean, what he
playing.
only played, I think 5 games or 6 games in the regular season with the Rangers, or 5 maybe. Might have been only 5.
But I'm saying there
Uh,
was a game where I think you picked him if he was playing, but I don't think he
yeah,
ended up playing.
I don't think he ended up playing.
I did
It
go on
might
a
have been the
heater though.
Pittsburgh game. Might have been one of the Pittsburgh's games down the stretch, and then they played him once. I remember.
The goal picker though, in the playoffs, I was on a heater.
Well, the goal picks this year is going to be a different outcome because I'm going to take it seriously. And we have, I think we have the full slate now. We didn't do it all of last year.
No, we started like middle of the season.
We got to create like a whole spreadsheet, keep track of it very close.
Dude, but I went on a Philip heater. I was trying to do a stupid joke, but I went on a heater in the playoffs. So you remember? I was picking like everybody. Like I was like, it was like 5 in a row, right? And they were like game winning goals
in the play. Well, you were good in the regular season too. Down the stretch, I had the lead on you, and then I think I was up by like 5 picks or whatever, 5 games, whatever you want to say it as.
That much.
I was up. I was hitting my picks, and then I started selling. I started joking around. That's when I picked like Ruedel. I picked, I think, Kako in a couple games, even though you knew he was never going to score.
Yeah.
I think I might have threw Trouba in there a couple
But
times.
I think I went like 5 in a row, 4 in a row, and then after that, I don't think I got another one for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, did you ever pick Gaudreau? I think you hit Gaudreau one of the games he scored.
No, I picked Gaudreau game 1. That was the only game in. Like that was like no. That was the only game I didn't get.
Oh, you hit on Gaudreau the one game.
No,
there was the one. There was their stretch there where you were every night. It was just somebody was scoring.
I was on fire at one point. I mean, a bunch of the times I picked like Trocheck, and I felt like he scored like every game. But
yeah.
But I don't know. As far as the defenseman, I don't think it's that big of a change. I mean, just because I don't think he does like the way he plays is pretty interchangeable with another defenseman, where he's just a solid defensive defenseman. Like it's not like losing someone like Fox or like Miller, where Miller can bring a little bit of like speed and he's got the reach and everything. And then
he doesn't
just kind of like he doesn't do anything like
he doesn't provide much offensive upside either.
Yeah, he just doesn't have like an elite trait to his game. Like even like you could just say defensively, he's not an elite defender. He's just a solid defensive player who's gritty, block shots. But I don't really see that big of an impact. I feel like if you're losing one of your defensemen for a little, it's probably him because I trust him to be like he can come in and be the same defenseman. I think.
Yeah,
and he's able to play injured or like after injury.
Yeah, well, I mean his
guy like Fox needs to ramp up, I think, but I don't see this as a big deal.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that take because Fox you saw last year with the knee when he got that banged up against Carolina.
His play style, it kind of takes a while, but I feel like Lindgren can just jump back in, especially
because Lindgren, he could play beat up. He's played beat up a ton of times. He doesn't really play, again, not much offensive upside. He blocks shots and he's gritty. You don't really need to be 100% to do that. And he's third pair defenseman that's solid. Like he's an average defenseman, so he doesn't really need to be 100% to play at his style to play up to his, I guess, back of his playing card or whatever phrase you want to use that to describe that. But I agree. Anyway,
so we both agree. We both agree though. We think Ruedel will get the playing time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, and he'll score against Pittsburgh.
Okay, we'll see.
Ruedel redemption. Come on, now. We know that we've seen this. Enough of former Rangers always scoring on us. Now it's about current Rangers scoring on their former teams.
I feel like we don't have many players like that, though. I feel like a lot of our guys were like Rangers.
Yeah, but like Ruedel,
I guess Panarin or like Zibanejad could, but whatever. That's besides the point.
Ruedel is different, though. Ruedel's gonna be a special. He's gonna have a special. He's gonna have like 3 points opening night. He's gonna. I mean, that always happens.
He's gonna score a
I'm not saying a defenseman always scores, but I feel like the first goal of the season is always like anticlimactic. It's always like sometimes it's the most random player. It'll be like a deflection from, I don't know, Edstrom plays, and it'll be a deflection and he scores.
Hey, bro.
Or something like that.
I'm an Edstrom guy, though. Don't
or
be
Rempey plays, and it's going to be deflection. Like the playoff game. Everybody's like, oh, Panarin, big playoff. Freaking Rempey scores.
That
like,
wasn't
seriously?
A deflection. It was a backdoor goal.
No, I know. I'm not saying it was deflection, but I'm just saying a random player. We were all hyping up Panarin, all these different guys going into the Capital Series. Like, this is the big playoffs. This is the core. The core needs to do it, and here comes Rempey. Rempey mania. So I wouldn't be surprised. Opening night, everybody's got, Panarin starts off good. Kreider and Mika hit on a goal. Mika scores a 5-on-5 goal to open up the season. And you get
don't want to sidetrack too far, but what you're saying he's scoring, like, is he like going end to end and ripping one bar down? Or
no, he's going to find a way. I'm not going to pick him probably, but just watch out. He might find a way to score, whatever that is. He's not going to go. No, he's not going to go coast. Ruido's not going to go coast to coast. That's not happening. I have a better chance of doing that.
You never know. You never know.
He's never going to have the opportunity. Maybe he does. Igor has to score this year, though, right? That is, again, like Igor has got to score once this year.
How about if you pick Igor and he scores? Like, we should. I mean, we can't really do like.
Nobody's ever. I'm never picking Igor.
No, but I'm saying you can't. We can kind of do where like certain guys you pick, you get certain points for, but then it's like anybody could score in any game. But like if you pick Igor and he scores, that should be like 100.
Yeah,
it should be an automatic. It shouldn't be an automatic win because then it wouldn't be fun. You got to keep doing it. But anyway, we're sidetracking.
Yeah, we're losing track here.
Let's get back on track here.
Yeah. So, just to the Ruido point, to the defense. Yeah, I agree. Ruido will slide in as that final pairing there with Schneider. I want to talk about Edstrom because he was awesome on Tuesday. I keep wanting to say Thursday. Tuesday, he was awesome. 2 points, a goal, and assist. The assist, of course, was a really nice play to Zach Jones to get that breakaway. I mean, a guy that, of course, played 11 games last year. Him and Rempey sort of rotated. Rempey kind of took over the load, though, as the season went on. I mean, I think, honestly, he's got to be, in my opinion, probably, I mean, what we've seen, even better than Rempey early. I know it's such a small sample size, but he did really, really well Tuesday. And I think if he continues this through the next 4 games, including tonight against Boston, I think you've got to maybe like his chances over Rempey to make the team potentially. What are your thoughts on Edstrom?
Yeah, I think he's been great. I think he should make the team over Rempey. I don't even think it's close.
Rempey mania.
He's big. He's really not as physical, but he's a lot more skilled. He's a better skater. I think he's just a better overall player. Yeah. I guess the fans don't like him as much, but I think he should definitely make the team. He's been impactful in the offensive zone and defensive zone. I just think he's an overall like better player. So I really like how he's playing, and I think that if I had to say right now, he should be on the opening night roster.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and I loved what Rempey did last year. I truly think he wants to become an all-around better player, and I think Rempey mania is great. But taking the bias aside, I mean, Edstrom's so far earned the right to make that opening night fourth line. I mean, I think you're probably looking at VZ, Carrick, and then Edstrom. You see a world where they put Brodzinski in?
I don't know. I don't know what their thoughts are. I guess we'll see tonight because I know they're both playing tonight, him and Carrick. So we'll kind of see how they think about them. If I had to choose, it'd probably be Carrick just because they're paying him more money, 3 years, $1 million per, which is a lot, I think, for a fourth line center. But we'll see how he looks tonight. I'm curious to see how he looks.
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about him. So
yeah, we'll see. Any other guys that have stuck out to you so far? I mean, you had the Kreider 3-point game, which was good to see. Is Mika already in midseason form?
He doesn't shoot the puck. I'll say one thing about him. He never shoots, ever.
Yeah, he did not.
It's frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I never know I'd be yelling shoot in a preseason game. Here we are.
The first line or second line, whatever, the Trocheck line, I didn't think any of them really did anything. I mean, I guess Lafreniere made a nice pass to Kreider. But I didn't really think they were like that noticeable, No,
is it just me? Maybe it's just me. But like from a distance, if you're just looking on the bench, does Riley Smith with the beard sort of look like Brendan Smith a little bit?
I mean, it's his brother, so I guess.
Yeah, but like, doesn't it look like are they identical?
No,
I don't know, man. They
they're not
look
identical, but they're brothers. So I mean, yeah, obviously they look like each
well,
other.
yeah,
I,
but like
I didn't
you don't
really
have
notice.
I I have a
I
brother
didn't.
and I look nothing like him.
I didn't really notice like him that much. I thought he was just okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's saving it for the regular season.
That's true. I thought Heedle, like we said, looked pretty good. Um, I thought honestly didn't look good was Othman, which is a little concerning. I didn't think he was that great.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree. I think the biggest guy under the radar guy, like fighting for a roster spot that stuck out to me was definitely Edstrom.
Yeah,
I mean, Rempe, like didn't do a whole lot. I think he was getting the Rempe chance, but that was about it. That'll happen
he was
anytime.
getting those, even on like the face-off wins.
Yeah. Berard was.
I didn't think he played that much.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really do anything. I don't even think he got a shot on net at all.
Looks like he kind of like a pesky, fast guy
Yeah.
that can, battle. But I didn't see enough out of him. He's not playing tonight, which sucks. So I don't think maybe he is playing tonight. No, I don't think he is.
I haven't looked at the lines
Yeah,
yet.
I don't think he is playing tonight. I think Edstrom's playing with Othman and Kerr, and then they're playing the first and third line. But I'd like to see more of him. I don't know how much you're really going to see in the last 3 games. I don't think he's going to make the team. I think they're giving Othman as much of a chance as possible because he's playing again tonight. So it'll be 3 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving him a long runway. He's got to do a little bit.
I think he's got a chance at the 4th line, but I just think Edstrom's playing so much better. Like at first I wasn't a fan of him playing on the 4th line. Like you got to play top 6. But I think at this point, he's 4 years into it, past his draft class or going into the 4th year. I think at this point you just want to get him more NHL time, more NHL experience, and if that means 4th line, then I think it's okay. But like I said, at this point, I just think Edstrom's playing too good not to make it.
That's the thing. I think the only thing that would probably unless if Othman goes out there and puts together a really good remainder of the preseason,
scores a hat trick tonight.
But is trying to like a draft pick, trying to prove or trying to like not show that they're like not giving up, but you get the point. Trying to put a draft pick in there just so they hope it like pans out because it's not early signs, but it's been pretty ugly up to this point for like you said, for a guy that was drafted in 2021, so 3 years now.
Isn't up to NHL standard, I think.
Yeah.
And if you really look at it, like from what I'm saying now, he's already kind of behind 2 guys, Edstrom and Rempe.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously they go out and trade for Smith, so that kind of blocks him going into the top 9. So I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do with him. I think they should have traded him. That's my kind of opinion on it. Is last year, if you could have moved him for something, I would have. If you didn't think he was good enough to be on the team, or if you didn't see him making the team, because they wouldn't have gone out. They wouldn't have went out and got Smith if they had faith in him, I think.
Yeah.
So I would have traded him. Maybe that they couldn't. Maybe nobody wanted him, but I would have let him. I would have really listened to offers and tried to move him. But I guess that's besides the point. I just don't think he's going to make the team.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's behind Ryan. I think he has a chance to jump Rempe, but if he starts scoring a little bit and showing a little bit more offensive upside than he is, but I don't think he logged a shot.
I mean, let's be honest with how many more games is he going to play? Because he already played 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to have a big. I think tonight's a big game for him because he's got to think. I don't know how many more games I'm going to play. Maybe I don't play the next one or the one after that because I don't think he's going to play in Game 6 because Game 6 is going to be the normal team.
Yeah.
So I think like the 6th game is going to be everybody. It's either going to be the 5th or 6th game is going to be the whole team. So he might not have another game.
He's essentially got tonight and then
maybe one more
first Devils game.
Yeah, exactly. So
because I think they play them back to back.
And I think he needs to show more than just physicality. Like we already seen he can hit. We already can see he's tough. We got to see him make plays, score a goal, set up a goal, stuff like that. I think that's what he has to prove now.
Yeah, he's got to show more offensive upside than what he has done. Even last year, the 3 games that he played, he didn't
really do much.
No. I guess, Heedle looks good. You're still low on Riley Smith.
I don't know. I got to see more. Too early.
I was probably joking last episode. I still think the first line wing is going to be a discussion not even a month into the season. It'll probably be discussion the first night. If they lose to the Penguins like 3-1 and Mika and Kreider don't do anything, it'll be a discussion. Or Riley Smith doesn't do anything.
I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm not very high on Mika, so maybe Riley Smith's not that bad. He's just going to have to play with Mika and Kreider, which is like, I wouldn't
You
want to
think
play
we
with
see
them.
a change at any point?
No, I don't think so. Unless they start losing a lot of games.
So if they get Coach Peter gets desperate.
If Pete has to get desperate, then yeah. But I don't think they're going to break up those guys because they have to play with each other. And then the second line, I think they probably just want to keep them because they've been great. But at the end of the day, I've said this a bunch of times, you can't win with the one line at 5-5.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. Not that the goaltending's a big deal, but did you have any major takeaways from Igor?
I mean, they both gave up 2 goals, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one game. It's the preseason. I don't really look that much into goaltending during the preseason. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I agree. I still feel like
I do think Quick's gonna. I do think Quick's gonna have a fall off.
Yeah, he's gonna have a regression. I think he's gonna regress from where he was last year. I think
we'll see how big of a fall off it is.
Though. Yeah, I don't even think that's bad to say about Quick. I just think he was
goalie, right?
He was he's also just so good last year. I mean, there's a handful of teams that would have took what he did as a starter. I mean, he was a top 15.
We were talking Quick Vezina for a little.
Yeah,
Igor was playing bad.
I mean, statistically, he was 13th in goals allowed per game and save percentage. So he was a top 15 goalie. Essentially, over half the league would have probably took him, or about a half the league probably would have took him over their starting goaltender. When you look at the stats, what he was able to do. Now, sample size wise, of course, he only started 26 games compared to the typical 50 plus whatever a starter will play. So maybe those stats would be a little skewed if he was actually starting elsewhere. But I think he just set such a high bar for himself that if he goes out there and allows 2.9 to low 3 goals a game, it's going to be regression.
I think he's got to I think I'd be okay if he's around 3 for goals against, and then if he's low 9s, 901, 902.
I think I agree.
At the end of the day, I don't really care that much about his stats. I think if he can just win games, I look more so for a goalie like that. I look more towards the record than their stats.
Yeah, and his record last year was very good, 18-6-2. The nights that Quick's out there, you look for the offense to be, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you just want him to win games, make saves. You don't really need to deal any games. Just be out there, be serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
I think he still will be, but like I said, I don't think he's gonna be as good.
No, yeah, I mean, there was talks Vezina, and we were talking about him starting over in the playoffs better than Igor. Yeah, playoffs. Yeah. Some people, that was a discussion at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll have those conversations again. I also don't think Igor will get off to a slow start like he did. But
you want to do a preseason goal pick for tonight?
Yeah, why not? I mean, the video will probably be up tomorrow, so we'll already know.
Yeah.
But sure, preseason goal pick. And unless if one of you are asking, we are recording this before, so if one of us nails it, it's not like we're recording this after the game where we know.
We didn't cheat.
It's 6:32 Eastern. We still got 28 minutes.
I'll go first then. We got to go with the hot hand. We'll go with Filipino.
All right.
Hot hand.
Are the lines out?
Yeah, they already know who's playing. The first line, if you want to call it a first line. Yeah. The third line, and then Edstrom, Othman, Carrick, Brodzinski, Adam Ernie, and I don't know who the other guy is.
Give me Edstrom.
Edstrom? You don't want to go with your boy, Riley Smith?
No.
All right. Edstrom.
I've given up on him.
All right, fine. I like my odds there.
Can I? I'm just joking. I'm not. Can I throw in Louis Domingue? Goal?
No. I mean, that's stupid. Come
on. No, I'll take Edstrom. Wait, who did you pick again?
Hedl.
That's your guy. It's old reliable.
He's gonna have a nasty goal and take it tonight.
This is the year for me with the goal picks.
I don't know. I think I still have it written down somewhere. We're verified on Twitter, so you guys don't follow our Twitter. We're back to the verification. You see that? We got the blue check mark.
Yes.
Let's see. I think I wrote it down. I have it like in my drafts. In the regular season last year, I won 10-8, and in the playoffs, guess what the difference was in the playoffs?
How many games did they play? 14?
Well,
16?
They played what?
16.
4, 6, 16.
Yeah, because they won 10, they won 2, lost 4, and then 3.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't get them every game though.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to project. So 16 games, you probably went 8-2.
Like you're saying, like you got 2 right and I got 8 right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually exactly.
I nailed it.
Yep.
Oh my
8
God.
that's a huge disparity.
Wow.
8 to
I'm surprised
2.
I nailed that.
I got half the games right.
Yeah. And I got 2 over 16.
I had 1 or 2 of them in the Capital
I don't
series
know.
too. I had Kako scoring in that.
Wait, so how are we gonna do this year? So you do it where if you get it right, you get it right. So like you do pick. So all right. So for game 1, if I get it right, I get a 1. If you get it right, you get a 1.
Yeah,
and whoever has more.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. All right.
Or you could do like in game 1, you could do like Hedel 2 goals, and that counts as 2.
Yeah. Oh, we did that? I don't remember doing that.
That was
so what if you say Hedel 2 goals and he only scores 1?
And you get 0.
So it's double or nothing.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like if I go, I think Hedel and Savannah Jagger to score.
So if one of us, like we get to like game 70, game 75, one of us is down like 6
if you're down
goals,
a lot, you
got to
like
get
5
desperate.
guys.
Yeah, you got to get desperate. You got to go
the whole
like
roster to score.
Yeah, you got to go like Hedel hat trick.
Hedel hat trick.
Triple or nothing.
Yeah.
Or Mika 5.
Imagine you.
I don't know what that is. I don't know how to say 5. Like, what is that?
Dude, imagine we did our podcast, right? And you're like, they're doing goal picks, and you're like, all right, I think Zibanejad scored 5 against the Capitals tonight.
I'm down. Imagine I'm last game of the regular season. I'm down 4 goals.
You know,
I say Mika scores 5 tonight, and he scores 5.
You know what's
the
most about that is no one would believe you. Even if we clipped it and posted it on the internet, they would all.
Well, if we posted it before the game, if we had an episode game, let's say we did an episode on Monday and the game was Wednesday. Like let's say we or Tuesday, let's say, and the game was Wednesday, and we got it up Wednesday morning, people would believe it because it'd be up before the game. If we got it up like Thursday, nobody would believe us.
Got up right after the game. All right, tonight I think they're gonna score 5 goals.
Mika scores 5. We'd have to play rock, paper, scissors who wins that. Like if we saw the game and then one of us picked it, we'd have to play like rock, paper, scissors to decide who gets that.
No, I'd be like, I think Ovechkin's scoring 2 goals tonight.
Chatteroidal is gonna start my season on a high note.
Okay.
I'm probably not gonna. It's gonna be a game time decision whether or not I want to pick them.
You're a GTG or a GTD.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Any closing thoughts?
No, I mean, we're almost halfway done.
Rangers are back. 13 days.
Hopefully nobody gets hurt. How about that?
I'll be honest. Last night at 7:30, I had a tweet planned in the drafts saying like officially 2 weeks from today the puck will be dropped on the Rangers.
What happened? Where was it?
I looked up and it was like 7:45. It's 8 o'clock.
Oh,
I could have still posted it, but I was like, I wanted to do it 7:30 right on the dot, and I just lost it. I lost it. I don't know what happened.
I'm carrying the Twitter.
Carrying the Twitter, and I got the YouTube.
We're at 17. What?
You're the Twitter man. I'm the YouTube man.
Like random man.
Yeah, I'm YouTube man. You're Twitter man.
I mean, you're a celebrity on YouTube, so you know. I'm not a celebrity.
This year we're gonna have more episodes. At the end of the season, we're gonna have over 100 episodes. How about that? We're gonna do 60 episodes.
I feel like I don't know if I'm doing anything that night. I don't know if I have like practice or a game or anything.
We might want to do a watch party.
We could do that, but I'm saying we should do a live post game after the first game.
Yeah, we probably could.
We can also do live
streams. Overreaction game.
Maybe we could do like
game 1's perfect overreaction.
Rangers we can also do like a live stream instead of a recorded podcast. We could kind of just do like a live podcast.
Yeah,
we could try that one day too.
Yeah, we could do it for a handful of games this year. I mean, a couple of the big games, like if the Rangers, I mean, I've looked at the schedule, but they always during the regular season, you always have those like couple big games. If it's like a Saturday night.
We did go live after the
Saturday night
Winter
against
Classic game or the Stadium Series game. That was pretty crazy. That was a crazy game.
Yeah, I'm sure we could probably even do them too for the Devils games. We probably could do live streams for each of those games.
Maybe like the Panthers, first time we play the Panthers.
Boston, Florida. I feel like maybe one after the home opener because it's the home opener and it's the Utah Hockey Club. It's the powerhouse that is the Utah Hockey Club.
True.
The Arizona
maybe the Barclay Goodrow revenge game.
Yeah. We could do it after San Jose if Barclay Goodrow has the revenge game, yeah.
Scores like a hat trick.
What's the Barclay Goodrow? We'll probably talk about this when it gets closer because I think they play them like November. But what's the Barclay Goodrow message? Do they play a video or do they just throw up a thank you, Barclay Goodrow?
No, he played there like 5 years. He's got to get a video. It's not like going to be Roslovic.
No, he played with the Rangers. He didn't play with the Rangers for 5 years.
Say 22, 23, 24. Okay, played for 3 years. My bad.
5 years?
Wait, maybe more. Maybe 4 years? Last year, the year before?
Because he left after the
the first year he was on the team when they went to the conference final?
3 years. Because he left after Tampa won their first cup.
Okay.
And remember, he won back-to-back cups with Tampa.
And then went right to the
He won the bubble because then Tampa beat us and they lost the Avs and that broke the
You're right. Okay. He was here for 3 years. He'll get a video.
So you were closer than I thought. I only thought 2 years. Yeah, 3 years.
He'll get a video montage.
Yeah,
it's not like Roslovic and Wenberg will just get like, thank you for playing.
Yeah, Roslovic shouldn't even get a thank you.
Roslovic, it'd be funny. Like, he shouldn't even get anything. They should just
score a hat trick.
They should give nothing to Roslovic.
No, they shouldn't.
Wenberg should. Wenberg should get just like a video of him scoring the overtime goal.
No, Wenberg should just get a thank you. I think all they gave Tyler Mott was a thank you when he came back last year.
Yeah.
Well, they've probably given him 2 thank yous.
I think Mikkola got like a thank you for playing too.
If you only play like half a year or come over at the deadline for half a year, you only get a thank you. If you play like a full season,
all right. What about this? What if it's like Roslovic scored like the overtime goal to win the Stanley Cup?
Then you get a no thank you.
Well, I'm saying if he scored the overtime goal for us to win the Stanley Cup, I feel like you get
if Jack Roslovic scored the overtime goal in Game 7 or whatever game to win the cup for the Rangers, he'd never have to buy another drink in New York.
He would get like an hour of montage. Like we'd get to the arena like an hour before.
Jack Roslovic would be beloved if you score an overtime goal to win the Stanley Cup for the New York Rangers. It doesn't. We talked about that last year with Barclay Goodrow. Like all year he was awful. Mika, same thing, right? Mika all year couldn't score 5-on-5. If he scored a 5-on-5 goal to win it in overtime,
his name would be remembered forever. Yeah.
Yeah, you could retire on spot and you'd be a legend. You'd see Roslovic in the banners. In the rafters, not the banners.
I mean, they didn't retire Mateau's number.
All right. Closing thoughts. Because game is about to start in like 18 minutes.
Bub's got to eat some dinner too, right?
Yes, dinner time. And
I haven't eaten dinner either.
Big night tonight. Rangers, if you're a Yankees fan, they are, for some reason, wanting to play around with the division, and they're not in the Orioles.
Big Giants game too.
Giants. For the Giants fans out there, you're going to get smoked tonight. I'm just letting you know you're not going to win tonight.
I think Giants are winning.
Maybe I'll be wrong, and if you're watching this video tomorrow and they beat the Cowboys.
I think Daniel Jones is throwing 4 touchdowns tonight.
Well, you got the whole prop bet. You got the whole parlay going, so.
I need Daniel Jones to have a big game, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I don't think that's happening. I don't have anybody playing in fantasy, so tonight's just a nice calm, watch preseason hockey, watch baseball, watch football. I mean, it's not a bad Thursday night. October is so close to where we've got all the sports going. If you're a basketball fan, training camp started up today. For me, for you got the Knicks. I've got Cooper
Bridges,
Flag.
Baby.
That's all I've got. Cooper Flag, baby. Draft lottery.
We'll see.
So anyway, we'll talk to you soon.